Hi and welcome to an overview of Cragg Quarry. Cragg Quarry is an old quarry that's local to me. It's up above Bakeup, Bury, Rochdale, Rottenstall, and it sits at 1,500 feet of elevation, and it's also close to Lee Quarry, so you can actually pedal from Lee Quarry up to Cragg Quarry. That will give you a total distance of about 18-19 kilometres. Makes Lee Quarry into a bit more of an XC loop then. This is not really an adrenaline fueled trail. It was built in 2008 by Lancashire County Council, and it's not really received any funding or love since then, so it does change a bit. It's a bit more natural and rocky, and the trail itself is about 7 kilometres in length, and it's a loop. It goes round and starts where it finishes. There's 3 entrances to Cragg Quarry. The one I'm at the minute, which is kind of behind me here. There's one down that way which brings you over the moors here, which no one particularly bothers with until the way back because it's very wet and just climbing, and there's one further back that way. I'll put a picture of them. If you want to get here from Lee Quarry, you do the link road, turn right, head a kilometre down the track, and it'll bring you to this point here. To be honest, I don't really travel here just to do this specifically, but if you're at Lee Quarry or you meet up with a local, there's plenty of local stuff around these moors as well. You can always go exploring, the beauty of mountain biking, to see what you can find, and just come back to this point. Own advice today: check the weather. It's pretty much always wet up here, but the wind is the main factor. Because we're at 1,500 feet, it is windy and can make it very difficult and unpleasant because it's very exposed if you come up here. That's the reason they built one of the biggest wind farms in the UK, Scoutmore Wind Farm, up here. It's always windy. It's also quite far away from anything, so if you're coming up, be prepared, bring your puncher stuff, maybe a bite to eat, and some other bits and pieces, just so you are prepared for the worst. Take you around Lee Quarry, a bit of GoPro action. It's raining, it's pretty cold. Alright, let's go. The entry points to the trails are actually marked by a red sign which has disappeared slightly, and a warning to pedestrians that it's not suitable for them. You might be able to see over there, around there, there's another yellow sign. That is actually the start of the trail up that way, and there is another one just there. First little up and down bit coming up. It's windy. Out the saddle, pedal. So windy. Look at her pants, like Michelin Man. Expect to see these big wide berms, lots of rocks and shale, so it's a good idea to pick a line, usually the high line, leaving all the crap in the bottom. Leave that away. High line, a couple of dips there, you're away, and then expect a little climb back up, undulation, another few. That's kind of how it goes. Yeah, really. Track, you can see some rocks like this. This is quite a common feature. Gotta make sure you pick the lines, try not to just whack the edges there, go for the smooth bits. Usually there's a nice line across them, and then you're off and down again. A few little shelters you can go, although the last sheep we came in here didn't do too well. Just chill. A few benches in here, probably an old shepherd's house or something. Answer in the comments if you know what it used to be. It's some kind of house. So this used to be a feature. It's a bit like Holly Gully at Gisborne Forest, but on a small scale. But the idea was you were supposed to go really high on the bank in there. But over time, people have not bothered and just stuck to the bottom. So the high line has actually disappeared. But we'll give it a quick go. Windy. It's that windy, I've just had to tighten my helmet up. Fucking hell. Shan't be doing that. Oh my god, nearly got blown off the bike. so windy. See that? The wind is currently 21 miles an hour, gusts 46 miles an hour. I just nearly got blown off the bike. Normally do a few little jumps there, not today. Basically, when you get to this point in the trail, there's a road here. And that, I don't know if you can see in the distance there's that flag that's the knackered Cragg Quarry flag. If you come from the Ramsbottom way, this is where it wants to bring you in. But it's a horrible road, I won't bother. And we also, when you get to this point, you've got a bit of a problem. We've got a few cows in the road. And I don't want to scare them, but it is full of cow poo and mud at the bottom. There's one right up the trail there. The cow. And there's a point here where I'm just going to stop because the trail actually splits. If you're riding this at night, it's quite easy to miss, but there is a rock there. And we can see, it does actually have an indicator, the arrow, which will take us up there. I mean, you could go this way to the left, but really it's only worth going to check out that information plaque over there. Taking the history, basically telling you about the Valley of Stone. That kind of answers my question previously about what that house was. It's a quarryman's hut. Note the shelves, chubby holes on the far wall. It's interesting. So, okay, so no one's teeth. God. The helmet's blowing off. Mental. Getting an easy gear for this bit. We've got a sharp little kick around here. Down the outside. No problems. I get around the corners. There's another example of a short, sharp climb here. On the old bike, there's a little marker there on the left as well. But just give it an easy gear, spin it up. You see quite a lot of these around there. Quite a confusing section for people. You can see that it splits into two. The actual trail is on the right hand side, but there's no harm in going up the left hand side if you've got the legs to get up it. They'll both come around and meet at the same place. So I'm going to take the right hand line. That section, you've got another bit where it kind of splits in two. Again, there's no, you can go either way. What I tend to do is go down the right hand side, then further up there you can jump over to the left and meet back on the trail, but ultimately they run parallel and meet up at the same place. At this point, cut onto the trail there, you can see down there there's a big bog, and again, this tends to be a bit better. We'll jump on this one. A little tip here, but sometimes you can see all those jagged edges on the left. They're proper slicers on the old tyre, so just be wary of that if you go around. Some of them are really sharp. Those little rocky bits, a tight turn here, but if you just take it on the wide there, turn it so as you go, it'll take around nicely. Okay, so we're getting quite close to the end now. We've got this section now, the trail actually goes down here. Some people do like to take the easier way, which is that way. There's no harm in doing that, but it's a bit boring. Just scoots around the side, there, whereas the track goes, and meets back up there. But one thing I want to show you here is the line is obviously straight down there, rounded up there, but what you can do is you can drop in from the side here after the rock, gives you a chute over that mound there, little jump back on the trail round, and as you get to that corner there's a slight bit of rock there, and you can just use your front wheel to get it round. It's quite a nice line. So as I said before, you come down here, this is the bit where you can get your front wheel off. come wide here, you can see it's all automatically lined up, so you just want to get here, pop your wheel off there, or you can get in this gully if you want, and there's a big puddle, you can stay right, and away you go. That little section, it does split to the right and the left. The actual trail is here on the left, on the right will again just meander back, but you just miss a little bit of a little climb and a little descent. Get ready for the nice view, and then head up to the right of that big rock, and over to the left, through this line. And then again the trail fork here, but the trail actually goes left. Carry on straight will just take you back, no big deal, a little climb. You know you're on the way back when all those hills on your left and the cliffs and that, well, cliffs, rocks are on the right, whatever you want to call them. So if we go this way, where the marker is, there's an up and a down, then a nice quick little bit of trail. That's a good way to finish. And if you wanted to do it again, you can come all the way back around there, up this road and do it again, or do the trail over. There's loads of little bits on the side there. If you want to practice your steep, loose stuff, they're starting off small and bigger, just for a mess with your mates while you're waiting for them or whatever. It's a good play, have a bit of power. Sheltered here. A little bit of a climb, then you get to the top here and there's that little nice piece of descent. And that's the end really. Just show you where the other section starts. Coming from Lee Quarry, this will take you over to the start of it, or you can just do the side there. This has always got big puddles and it's quite a bit of effort for not much return. If you, when I mentioned before the little steeps, they're here, so if you're on an e-bike you might want to ride up them. If you're starting out or you want to practice your steep shaly descents, that will ride down them. In a bit of exploring on the way home, that sheep's thinking, what are you doing down here? I was thinking the same thing. What are you doing down here?